And now, from beyond our dimension, this is the JeffMara Podcast. Here's Jeff.
Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. And if you're on the other side of the planet, happy Sunday to you. All right. Well, we've already got people waiting in the waiting room, so we should have a busy night tonight. So I think we'll just go ahead and get started. Let me actually adjust this here. This is supposed to be there so I can see the chat. And it says refresh chat. That's weird. It'll probably fix itself soon, I hope. Anyways, let's go ahead. Let's get started, and then at some point we can talk about announcements and other things. And thank you all for coming 30 minutes later than normal. I ended up starting a little bit later, but let's bring in Terry.
Hi.
Hello.
There we go.
Hey, Terry, give me 1 second, all right?
No worries.
All right.
Sure I got my phone off. Good. How are you?
All right. Good to see you again, Terry. Good to see you. Welcome back. I'm just getting myself together here, but it's okay because I'm here for the last couple of times. I've been here like overtime. I usually go for about 2 hours, and I think 2 weeks ago we went 3 hours.
Wow. I think last week was pretty close to that, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe. So
yeah.
Even though I'm slow to get to starting for everybody, once we get rolling, we're rolling.
Right.
All right. So you are gonna read for us tonight, right?
Yes. I already pulled some cards. Mm-hmm. You said 3 piles, yeah?
Yes.
Or 3 cards.
Yes.
Or I can draw new cards if you'd rather.
Whatever makes you happy.
Okay, well, I drew these because I've got 3 different decks in here, and it's just 3 cards in each pile. Mm-hmm. Okay, so everybody, you can pick either card number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3, and I'll do a quick read for you. So go ahead and just look at the cards and just see which one calls to you, which one might be more in line with what you're thinking, and you'll probably get messages out of the other ones too. So if you pulled card, or if you asked for card number 1, the first card is the Hanged Man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good.
It's really not too bad. The Hanged Man is all about this guy's just hanging around, right? He's kind of in inertia. Like he can easily step off of this this thing that he's hanging from. He can easily get himself down, but he's just hanging out there. Mm-hmm. So you might be waiting to make a move here, or you might just be waiting around, deciding, looking at what's going to happen.
So with that in thought,
Hmm.
should you be in limbo, like it's your best move is to wait?
That's a great question, Jeff. I'll tell you what, there is this bird called the kingfisher, and he sits in a tree and he watches. And it looks like he's not doing anything because he sits there forever. But when he does do something, he swoops down and he picks up whatever he wants. So a lot of times that's who we are, right? We might think, other people might look at us and think that we're in inertia, pardon me, or we're not doing anything, but actually we're waiting for the right time. So, and I like that because then I got Lord Ganesh, and this is revelation. So you might be waiting for something to be revealed to you. There might be something coming in right now, either in the news or just your spirit guides might be coming in with something. And then I got color. So, and that's all about working with energy, watching your energies. Also, if you look at this, there's a bird at the top and,
Kind of like
and
a
a heart
phoenix.
in the center. Yeah, like a thunderbird.
Now, are these cards confirmation cards for your hanged man?
They are. They are, exactly, because the revelation coming in with Lord Ganesh, and look at all that energy, and he's seeing something new coming in. Right now we're in a new moon. So that's really something. And this color is all about energy. So there's going to be a new energy coming in. You might have felt like you were just hanging around. You weren't getting anything done. You might have been in limbo. And that has, I don't know much about astrology, but I know that previous to this new moon, there was a lot of stagnant energy going on. So right now, things are going to start moving for you.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah, it is. It's always, well, yeah, it's neutral, right?
Yeah.
You can take it good, you can take it bad. So, and this one, let's see. Oh, this is one of my favorite queens. This is the Toth deck, Edward Crawley. These were done in the 20s. They're beautiful. Even the back of them is beautiful. So she is the queen of wands. And she has a leopard here with her, and she carries a staff. And she is quite like a Leo with her tiger, her leopard there with her big cat, and all her energy. So she reminds me a lot of Durga Ma. She comes in with all this power and all this energy. And as long as you are good, you are fair, you are kind to others, she takes good care of you. But if you come in with something that she doesn't like or offend you, you're going down. So making sure that you're in alignment. So with all that energy, and this is the right here, you have a heart, and then you have, I like to think of this as Archangel Michael's sword here in the center of that. So aligning yourself with the truth, aligning yourself with your truth, being your authentic self. And then this is Lord Ganesh, inner knowing. So he is sitting at the pond, he's looking at the lotus blossoms. Things are unfolding for him. So this is all about knowing your power, being really positive with your power for you, being in alignment with your authentic self, and then you're going to get a revelation or an inner knowing. Something's going to come to you, an awakening. How's that?
Well, for me, I take it as all positive.
Yeah, they really are. So there's nothing really horrible in these. Even the devil card and the death card are not so horrible. Or even the tower, when you get the tower and that kind of shakes things up. But that's okay too. So this card, I'll pull this one first. This is Edward Crawley, the Toth cards. And this is fortune. So the wheel of fortune. So things go around and around, right? And this is kind of what we've been talking about Brahma. And there's positive and there's negative. And in the middle here is where we want to be. not really affected by anything, just being not on the wheel, but in the wheel. Then determination. So whatever changes are coming up, you're determined. And look at all that power and energy there with the red, a lot like the Queen of Wands. And this is a pretty lucky card, I think, for whoever's getting this pile. This is soulmating. So this is all about finding your soulmate. And this might be finding the true you also, the authentic you. But probably I think somebody is out there, go round and round. You might have been dating. You might have found your inner self and finding your soulmate with determination.
Oh, that's good.
So,
now this was for group 2, right?
that was group 3.
Group 3, okay.
Yeah. Group 2 had the Queen of Wands and inner knowing. But I also have my pendulum here.
Oh.
If you have any questions.
All right. If anybody in the chat, can they be personal questions?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you want to have your personal questions out here, no problem.
All right. If anybody, it's going to take about 30 seconds because there's a delay.
Okay.
But if anybody,
if you have any
I don't, but we'll see what everybody else has. If you have a question, feel free to type it in the chat. It can be a personal question. And we will see what Terry can read for you here. We see what.
Jeff, I just wanted to say how much I enjoyed that woman that channeled the Octurians that was on.
Oh, great.
She was amazing.
All right, well, I'm going to do a shameless plug while we're waiting for everybody. Now, I recorded with a woman today, a near-death experiencer. And she says this happens to her sometimes, where the doorbell rings and nobody is there. And while we were recording, her doorbell kept ringing like crazy. She was recording with her phone. We walked to the door. Nobody was there. Then her dog started barking at the door. Nobody was there. The doorbell would ring again. And so it is one of the most fascinating recordings that I've ever done, and I can't wait for you. I think you guys are going to really like it.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
All right, let's see if we have some here. I don't know if this is updated or not. My chat's not right. I have to look over here.
Oh.
Okay, Hedons. I guess it's Hedons or Hedones. Forgive me if I'm not saying your name properly. Will I make it as a comedian?
Okay. I'm sorry about this. This is, when it goes dead like this, it means it's your free will. If you want to make it as a comedian or not. That's not a no. I'll show you, I'll ask it to do a yes. So this is a yes. And then show a no.
So a yes is forward and a circle.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I ask about you being a comedian, it goes straight back to nothing, which means it's a free will. If you want to do it, you can do it.
All right.
It's your choice.
I hope you got that. Next up is Mr. Moi number 1. And it says, am I going to have a girlfriend this summer?
We already got a yes on that before you even got it out, Jeff.
All right.
Looks like you're going to, I hope you're in pile number 3 with the soulmating.
Rain Cloud also wants to know, have I met my soulmate?
I'm getting a no on this.
I guess if you had to ask, it's maybe not it, right?
Yeah. So we can always ask if you will, and that looks like it's going to be a yes. So, but it looks like not yet.
All right. Let me kind of catch up here. Let's see. Let me get back to this. I got cards. Well, Talise says, when will I feel better? I'm sick and looking for healing.
Well, is it Talise?
Yes.
I get that you will be feeling better. I'm kind of getting in 3 months in my head right now, but will it be within 3 months? Yes. Will it be within 3 weeks? Yes. And that's kind of at an angle when it goes into the 3 weeks. So I think if you get on the right medication or something, or I don't know what you're doing, if you're working with a physical therapist or what, but something in the number 3 comes in there.
All right, this is going to have to kind of catch up here. Luke says, should I move on from my current living area?
Luke, this is free will. And then it says no. So it slowed down to a nothing, but now it's definitely going for it with a no. So, but that's up to you. This is just a crystal, so.
Dusty Blue, question, will I move to Maine in the fall?
I get a big yes on that. I want to go with you because that's my favorite place.
Science Learn member, am I meant to work in medicine or go abroad teaching? I don't know if you can. Do you mostly do yes or no questions?
Yeah, it's yes or no. Is he going to go abroad? Will he go abroad? Yes. Are you meant to stay in the job that you're in? I think. Says no. So I think they want you to go abroad. I don't know if you can do what you're doing abroad.
Denise Connerty wants to know, will I meet my twin flame?
Will you meet your twin flame? Yes, and I'm getting a hit that you're probably already have your twin flame in your life as a guide. Yeah, and that's a big hit, and that really agrees with me on that. It's kind of going nuts. So
let me see if I can fix my chat here. If I hit refresh chat, maybe that'll work, because I have to keep looking over to the other. I keep after looking at my second monitor.
Oh.
And I don't know if it is or not. I don't know. It's messed up. I'll have to look over here. Let's see. Success Reynolds. Will I meet someone new soon for love?
Meet someone new soon for love. Yes. You will. I'm kind of getting a 5 there, so I don't know if it's going to be, wow. I don't know if it's going to be like in 5 weeks or 5 days, but I'm getting it's really happy with that 5.
This is interesting. Lucky Nawal. Do I have a celibacy soul contract?
This is free will, this question. And, that's kind of a thing where the people that decide to do that in olden times and ancient times, they would do this sometimes. The seer or the oracle of the tribe would do this to keep everything, that creative juice and everything going. It's not necessarily needed in these times, but there are still people that prefer it. Yeah.
All right. Well, Terry, I thought that was really cool that you added that tonight. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
If people want to, what's the name of your YouTube channel?
It's Holding Your Space.
Holding Your Space. So if you want to check out Terry's YouTube channel, it's Holding Your Space. Don't you have a website too?
Not yet. I haven't pulled the plug on it yet, Jeff. I just need to do it.
All right. Well,
okay.
soon it'll be there, but thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you. Don't be a stranger. Definitely. I've got to run to the next two people.
Bye, everybody.
All right, bye-bye. Thank you. And let me go here and give her a big round of applause. And there we go. All right, now we may get 2 for 1 tonight. We will see what's going to happen. Because Merlin said the last time he was here, he was taking not really taking a break, but he wasn't going to be channeling for a little while. Merlin, do you hear me? I was just saying that last time that you were on the show, you weren't going to be channeling tarot reading for a little while, but either that or are we getting 2 for 1 tonight?
Well, yeah. I mean, I got tarot, I got oracle cards. I'm not trying to. What I plan on doing tonight is what the individual needs to work on, and what they need to focus on, rather than what's going to happen globally. That's because I said if I do, the energy's all messed up. It's all Looney Tunes, and so I just feel like it picks up. The energy goes up and it goes down and goes up, and I think that's driving a lot of madness in people too. And a collective consciousness, like I said last time, has power over matter itself. And so when everyone's got fear out there, and these entities are leeching off of that fear, or they put people in power that weren't before because now they're worshiping them, or what dark entities or whatever, stuff like that. So what they want is collective fear. That's what they want. They want everybody to be scared because they can draw that energy. That's what they thrive off of. But people are waking up, like I said, and and if you have family members, give them time, because if they're not seeing what's happening right now, and they probably won't until So you just do the best you can do as an individual, regardless of what circumstances happening, globally.
No, I wasn't sure if you were going to be in Alabama tonight or Great Britain. It looks like you're in Bama.
Yes, that is true. I am in sweet home Alabama.
When are you going to Great Britain?
Soon. I got to get all the necessary documents and paperwork for my dog and stuff too, because they're very strict on animals. And plus, I have, like I said, unfinished business here that I'm got to tie up soon too, so I can prepare myself, to go over there. I like I said, I was over there for like a week. It was awesome. Their culture is different, and we went into, I forgot what bar it was, but it was close to where they shot that Notting Hill with Hugh Grant in it. And the bar, like I said, like a glass got flown off. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't condensation. It was, and it happens all the time, so it's crazy. The history there, stuff like that. But what I got tonight is the Dragon Oracle cards deck.
Nice.
Yes, and I'll draw 3. Okay, and I'll give people time to feel which between 1, 2, or 3 resonates more with them, and that's probably where they should go. So again, this is for the individual, what they may need to work on. So, how 1, please. How 1. Whoa. Okay. Well, the top one flew off for sure. So this is 1, putting up there on the dash. And again, there's no reverse in these, by the way, because it's Oracle. There's no reverse. It's just like what you need working. 2. I'll 2, please. Oh, look at that. Okay, 2. And let's get 1 more for 3. Well, right off the bat, man, that is nutters. All right. So there's 3. So like I said, I'll give you guys a few seconds, and again, like if people are watching the replay, I should have enough time for them to pick 2, as if they're watching it now live. So, all right, pile 1, people. You got the Royal Blue and Gold Dragon. All right.
That one's cool.
I know this deck is awesome. I like it. Okay, here's what it says. It says, strengthens you to stand in your power and wisdom. Awaken to your own majesty. wear your cloak of power with pride, right? So that's encouragement to just stand your ground and like I said, live don't be scared. You have strength inside that you can just rekindle. All right, pile 2. Oh, got the black dragon. Pile 2, people. All right. It says cocoons you so that your divine potential grows, kind of like a caterpillar. It says meditate, reflect, undergo a metamorphosis. So a lot of people in pile 2 are having a great transformation in their lives or their psyche or their spiritual beliefs. There's a lot of transformation there, that energy for pile 2 people. And last and least, 3. Gold and silver violet flame dragon. That's awesome. That is cool. All right. It says transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transmutation. Magic and healing offer service under grace. So like a charitable giver or something like that type of energy. And so whatever bad is happening, like it says, transmute that negative to something positive. I hear it over and over again. It's like we can't control our circumstances, but we can control how we react to them. And that's what's, pounding people. And it's true. It really is, So yeah, that's what I got for everyone. Like I said, this is an individual, what it's for the individual, what they need to work on, what may guide them, down the next week, starting next week or whatever. This is the type of energy that these people will be working with.
Merlin, are you still using your spirit radio thing?
I haven't done that in a while. Sometimes it's better just to leave some things alone for a while.
You think you are attracting negative entities or something?
I think I would say mischievous. I wouldn't say negative necessarily, but especially with the crazy things going on around the world, it's the spiritual activity. It's going to be ramped up, and I just don't want to take my chances for a negative entity to be summoned, during a spirit box. Because typically when you do the spirit boxes sessions, anything can come through if you don't have a protection circle, some type of amulet or protection. Anything is, it may claim to be one thing and it's not. It could be, deceitful. It could be some type of negative energy trying to get in there, trying to open you up, trying to get you to open up your energies, because, that's what they want. They want that negative energy, especially this time, But like I said, I think after next week, everything's going to start getting a little bit slow down just a bit. It's like I can feel it. Like I can feel the energy just going. It's like it's rising down, rising like that. It's like pulsating. That's the word. That's what it feels like. And I could just feel like. So I did a remote viewing of That's why I said that. I did a remote viewing, right? And I was like, so I think I got 2 weeks when I did that or whatever. That's back when. So next week should be over, or after next week. Sorry.
I recorded a podcast with a gentleman last night, and we were talking about the Tesla radio, which Tesla himself made his own version of a spirit box, spirit radio. And he said that there's instructions on how to build it on YouTube. He hasn't built one because I guess he's not an electrician, but you can build one.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Tesla's radio was able to see into the future, wasn't it? Or something like that? Is that what he
didn't mention that. He just mentioned that if you want to talk to spirits on the other side, you can use this radio. And he also said you should be careful of who you talk to.
Oh, yeah.
Because he feels like, and he's someone that is an astral traveler for many, many years. And he feels like once you pop out of your body in this realm around the earth, it's low frequency beings. So you got to be careful.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's facts. That's true. You really do have to be careful when you're inviting yourself for, possibly negative entities. And so the reason why I was just trying to get proof for people, that it is real. That's why I did several live streams on my page in real time, you know, to help, people wake up to the reality that it's not what you think it is.
All right, Merlin. Well, thank you so much, brother, for coming and hanging out with us. We and the reading. We appreciate you. Are you still doing stuff on Merlin and the Fey King's Crown?
Yeah, I post memes here and there on the page, but
anything on your YouTube channel?
No, I think I won't. Well, yeah, I deleted a lot of videos because I want to start over, start fresh with the channel, and try to deliver better content than what I had before. More understandable for anyone to be able to understand what I'm trying to say and stuff like that. Because I went back and watched a lot of them, and the context could easily be taken out of context. It could just be easily misconstrued. So I want to make it clear, for everyone.
All right. Sounds good. All right, Merlin. Well, have a great rest of your weekend. We wish you the best and take care, brother.
I love you.
We love you too. Bye-bye. He's gone already. That was fast. Big round of applause for him. All right, next up is the Dream Detective, Michael Suarez. And so if you're here and you want to join me live, all you have to do is go to Zoom. And once you get there, you need the room ID and passcode. And that's right below the video here in the description. So that's all you have to do, and then you can get in line. And we have lots of openings now.
Good evening, Jeff.
Hi, Michael. We hear you. We just don't see you yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
There you are.
Yep.
Hello, Michael. All right, welcome back.
Good to see you, Jeff.
Great to see
God
you as well.
bless you. God bless Mara, your dogs, and everybody on the show in the chat tonight.
Thank you. What do you got to talk about tonight, Michael?
So I wanted to go back to talking a bit about dream interpretation. There were a few different things on my mind, but I've been talking about this week, which I tend to be more active these days, mostly on my Instagram, but because I feel like I can express certain small clips of things I want to talk about. So I was talking about the benefits of interpretation, which is very important. And so I'll go touch on that a little bit, but I think probably everybody, will want, and it makes the most sense for me to do an interpretation which shows, right? Like, again, proves what I will say. So let that be the beginning of of my supernatural testimony, that I have hundreds and hundreds of times interpreted people's dreams to the extent that not hundreds of times that they've cried, but to the place where people get shocked, and many times people cry. Why are they crying? They're crying because, first of all, what can be shown, the dream itself can be interpreted, and they can intellectually grasp it, and then they realize it's talking about them, right? Then they realize it's talking about the deepest thing that's going on in their mind. If they are scared about a relationship, if they are scared about the finances or their health, that is exactly what gets expressed in the spirit realm or in the dream realm, but of course in symbolic form. So I think the example I'm going to use is one of my favorite examples. And yes, from my book, which I consider myself the Encyclopedia Brown of dreams. My book is called Dream Detective. For those of you, shout out to Encyclopedia Brown, where I go in, I present a dream, and then I explain it in tremendous detail so that we can prove to ourselves, right, that what's going on inside of us, that there is a spiritual implication that when we, or the you that you think you are, is asleep, you're out, you're unconscious, there's a bunch of stuff that's happening in your mind, right? There's all this activity. Now, one other thing before the dream, you'll notice that we did have the paradigm that dreams were meaningless. You had too much Mexican food. It's a stress state and it's gibberish. Part of what I'm doing is I'm proving that against that view, I'm proving that dreams have meaning and thus that life itself. Because if we pretend that dreams have no meaning, it's almost like, well, these things occur in me, but there's nothing to them, right? Likewise, with life, it reveals itself in the same way. It seems to not make sense, but when you look carefully and pay attention, then all of a sudden you find out it's ingenious. Okay, so let's get started with the dream. So in this dream, the dreamer was downtown, like so in a city, right? And she said that there were banks and stores nearby. And then like she wasn't enjoying it, right? And then suddenly she was at her aunt's house, who's deceased, which was in another borough, like in a more country area. And she had a big house, and she kind of was walking around about it and talking about like how nice, how it was made out of wood, and she liked it. And now it's where it gets fun. And she went to the back, the porch here, the backyard, and she looked out, and there was a tree there, and the tree had a face. And then the tree looked at her, right? The name of this in the book is The Tree with the Face, because that's pretty memorable, right? The tree has a face, and then the tree looks at her, and then it does this thing where it moves over to near a wall that's also there in the backyard, right? Then the sort of she switches back to being downtown again. Now, when she went to the house, that part of it, and when she switched back, she said to me, and these like are how everything gets revealed. She said to me, I had no idea how I got there. Like, like she didn't have any idea how she got from being downtown to being at the house and then to being downtown again, which is where the dream ends, right? Okay, so hopefully I made the dream, I summarized it clearly. Was that pretty clear, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because once we understand that, then we can take this piece by piece, and even a kid can understand this once you understand the symbols and their application, right? Mm-hmm. They come to life, they're pure truth. They come to life and they're created by the life of the dreamer. This dreamer is a friend of mine who's a client also, a dream client. So she's an EMT. Was working in the city, right? Very stressful, like, was yelling. So she didn't really like living there, but she felt like there was the only place she could really afford to be, right? But she wanted to live in like the country, okay? So now, the fact that you smiled like that means you already recognize how this energy that was inside of her, it bubbled up and then it expressed itself beautifully and ingeniously in the dream. However, what's most wonderful is that every single detail counts. Like that's what being a dream detective has taught me. So for example, why was she standing downtown in the beginning of the dream? That's because that's the state she felt she was in. She felt she was stuck in that city life. Wonderful. Why were there a bank and stores near her? Because her concern, you'll see in this dream, is that whether she can afford to make that change, whether she can afford to make that. So banks and stores, like stuff like buying and selling, is the thing that was blocking her. Literally, when she goes to the apartment or to the house, she says, I didn't mention it, but she says in that dream, like, oh, I would love to live here. I don't know if I could afford it. So you see it confirmed later why those symbols are there. One of the most powerful parts of this symbol is the fact that the dreamer said to me, almost casually mentioning, like, and I had no idea how I got there. Now we can see that what she's saying deep inside of her, in an intelligence that is beyond her, she's saying, I have no idea how I'm going to get from my present state to that place where I want to be, right? Like she just doesn't know how it will happen. Of course, we have to address the things like the tree, right? And I'll answer the thing about the tree, how it came to me by revelation is when I was meditating on that, on like the fact that the tree has a face and that the tree looks at her. And I was just trying to get to the heart of that connection, which obviously is a connection with nature, right? That she, you know, but to understand this, I think at its deepest, I remembered when I was a kid living in the city, I went to this thing called the Fresh Air Fund. And it was like it was a free program the way they took kids and you went upstate and stayed with a family who had a kid your age. And I remember my family, they were so awesome. They had like 3 acres and we would go and, you know, go exploring in their backyard and they had a little stream and everything. And that did something to me, right? Like it connected to nature, like we connected to it, like being alive. And that's what that face is about. Connecting to life. Now, by the way, that tree, there's a weird part where it crosses over and goes next to a wall. That's because, again, she feels there's a wall between her and what she wants, right? So this is an example of, and there's a nice testimony, so let me not forget that. An example of the emotions and feelings and concerns that are, even if she wasn't talking about it with her out of mouth, that are hidden in our heart, get expressed in the spirit realm. For some reason, and I would say that's because it's our natural language, it gets expressed in symbolic form, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I have started doing, with some people, coaching them on the basis of their dreams. And with some dreams, it's very obvious, like what you can coach, but with other dreams, not as much, and maybe with this one. But I'll tell you one thing I'm starting to realize. We are I am beings, which means aware, right? Becoming aware of the meaning of your dreams seems to give you a certain power in the situation. And it's subtle, but it is transformative. And the testimony, again, and this is sort of like speculative testimony, but the testimony I'll give is, this person, after I interpreted their dream, they got the opportunity to move.
Wow.
And they ended up moving upstate to a much more like suburban area.
Wow,
you know?
That's awesome. That's interesting. After the interpretation, it actually helped them.
Yes. Yeah. In a way that they didn't know. It unfolded. And I would say possibly, we know that if you're caught up in an emotion, right? If you're caught up in an emotion, right? And then I make you aware of it. Like, let's say you're losing your temper and then you're like, and you catch yourself. That's the power of awareness. So I believe that the power of awareness also works in us since dreams are energetic expressions when we add awareness to them.
That's interesting. That's really cool. Well, I appreciate you, Michael, for coming and sharing with us and teaching with us tonight.
Yes, it was fun.
Don't be a stranger. Come back and visit with us. I've got to run to the next person.
Yes, it has been a great show, and it's going to continue to be a great show. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
All right, take care, and a big round of applause for Michael. All right, before I get to the next one, it was a super thanks from Maggie Smith. Thank you so much for that, Maggie. And my email is jeff_mara2002@yahoo.com. And if you don't remember that, I don't know why it's not on this video here, but if you look at any of my other regular videos, if you scroll down to the bottom, it says how to contact me, and for guests and stuff, it displays my email address. So like I said, if you don't find it, then just go to any other videos. And I guess some of the new news we're going to be having is we've been working on a website. It's almost ready. It's about halfway finished. And I'm going to have a new email through the website that you can contact me at. So hopefully this week we'll get that up and running for you guys. And then that'll be like one place also you can kind of connect to all of our links. All right, so let's let the next person in, Angela, and see what Angela's up to. Angela, if you can hear me, mute the YouTube video.
I just did. Can you hear me?
I hear you. I just don't see you yet.
my video.
There
You
you are. We got you. We got you live. Welcome back. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Mm-hmm.
I just sent the dream in an email to you again for Michael. So,
Thank you.
so basically on the dream, it was my Aunt Eileen. She passed away. About 6 months after she passed away, I had a dream that I was at her house and she was showing me rooms, and there kept being room after room after room after room. They kept just opening up.
Mm-hmm.
And there were more rooms at her house than what I knew about, because I used to live with her, so I knew how many rooms there were.
Now, with all these rooms opening up, was it that you couldn't find her?
No, she was taking me from room to room to room, and they were just so beautifully decorated that it was just like stunning to me. It was so beautiful. And then
well, what do you feel like that dream meant to you?
That whenever I come home, that I can stay in any of her rooms.
All right. So there's always space for you there.
Yeah, but I feel like whenever I come home to the other side.
Oh, wow.
Not whenever, because she's passed away now. And that house, there was some, it got sold, but it got sold to somebody outside the family.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a part of the family house anymore. But it was the main house that everybody in the family came to. So like all the Thanksgiving dinners, all the birthday parties, all the family reunions, everything centered at that house. And so sometimes we would have so many people there that it would just be wall to wall people. So
wow.
it was so many people. But I feel like whenever I pass away that because she told me we started going to the kitchen and cooking after that, because she was a great cook. And then she told me I could stay in any room I wanted to. So I feel like it's when I go to the other side.
Do you feel like she's a member of your soul family?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a real connection with her. And she was my ex-husband's aunt.
Wow.
So I feel like I have more connection with them than I did with my own family.
Interesting.
So,
well, a lot of people, I feel, and this is a good thing for all the audience, and you're welcome to put this in the chat. I'd be curious to see what people say. And you can put 1 for yes and 2 for no. How many people out there feel like that you don't belong, especially within your own family?
Yeah, 1 for yes. Yeah, me, 1 for yes.
I mean, go ahead.
When I was growing up, there were 7 of us, brothers and sisters, 3 girls and 4 boys, and then my mom and dad. And I'm the only one that had red hair. The only one. And they used to pick on me because call me redheaded stepchild.
Oh.
And they used to tell me I was the milkman, the mailman, everybody who delivered packages to the house or mail to the house. They say, that's your daddy, and I used to get picked on all the time.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to, I think it was the video that I posted yesterday, and I was talking to Vivian, and we were talking about star seeds. It was either with her or someone else, but a common thread, a common thing that people who are star seeds that will say that they don't feel like they fit in, maybe not even on Earth, like they don't even fit in on this planet.
Well, you heard Dolores Cannon's 3 different types of people who have come to Earth. I feel like I'm the second type of person, the second cluster of person.
What is that?
Is where you feel like you don't fit in. Like, I feel like I'm an empath, but when I'm around a lot of people, I feel their energy so much that it just overloads me, and I have to go sleep. I cannot. It's like it's so draining. Like it just is empowering, and I can't deal with it.
You know, it makes me think, are you an introvert? But I would assume you have to be an extrovert to be here live with all of us.
I'm so you can take that test where it shows if you're an introvert or extrovert, INJT or whatever, you know what I mean? It's the whole test that you take. You answer all these questions, like hundreds of questions, and it tells you if you're INJT or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? I'm one of the I took that one, and I'm like one of the few people on earth that is whatever it is, INJT or whatever it is, INTJ, something like that. I have it somewhere, but I fit into that category. And then one time when I used to work, because I used to be an insurance agent and help manage a book of business over $2 million for my cluster and my team. I was a lead person on my team before all of this disability. But I took a test at work because we had to take a test to see what kind of how we relate to our customers and how we relate to each other, how we relate to management, stuff like that. And I fit into a really strange category there too. I emailed it to myself too, but it's like some of the other people that worked there with me, they were like, I knew you were going to be in that category. They were teasing me.
Just to refresh from the last time you were here, did you had a stroke? Is that what happened to you? What happened to you? I forgot.
I had the shingle shot, and I had allergic reaction to the shingle shot.
Okay. Did you have an NDE too?
No, I did not have an NDE. But I had allergic reaction to a shingle shot, and now I have a functional neurological disorder.
Yeah.
So that's what I have now. So it makes it hard for me to walk. I have to use a walker when I walk, and I have to I have trouble talking, and then I have trouble with my motor skills. So I'm in physical therapy for it. But my insurance does not pay for speech therapy, but I do some speech therapy off of YouTube.
Oh, that's smart.
For stroke patients, they have it on YouTube. So I try to do it from YouTube and follow what they say. But I'm in occupational therapy too right now. Occupational therapy for my motor skills, and then for physical therapy for my walking.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But it changed my life. I used to make over $100,000 a year. I don't make that anymore.
Well, maybe you can get back to that.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I really want to. Because it changed my life and turned it upside down. But I did not have an NDE, but I have had paranormal things happen to me throughout my life. So, but what got me on the journey of looking for more than what just a job could offer, I wanted more of metaphysical aspect. I wanted to learn more about what is my purpose here on earth. And so whenever I have one of my cats, I have a fly in here, I don't know why, but one of my cats passed away, and I was having a hard time deciding when to put her down. And the first time I ever had to do this, and it was very hard to make the decision.
Yeah, of course.
And so I started searching for what life is about, what death is about.
Yeah.
And that's how I come across your channel. I've come across other people's channel too, but I come across your channel and I find it interesting, all the people that you interview and different aspects, because there is a common theme among a lot of the people that you talk to, and they repeat the same things, and they don't know each other, and they're around the world, but they're repeating the same things. So I know that there is more to life than just the body.
Yeah. Plus, your cat's probably hanging around waiting for you on the other side.
Yeah,
There's NDEers that see their animals and pets.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? After that, because I have 3 cats I had put down. I know I had a lot of cats, but I had 3 cats I had put down within 3 years. So like 1 cat a year. And then so the first cat I put down, that's when I had a hard time. The second cat, I told him, his name was Heathcliff. I told him, it is your time to go. So be prepared, because he had cancer and he had, you could see like nodules coming up around his toes and things. He was real bad. So I told him that it's okay, that you're going to be better on the other side. And because at first he was scared, and it's like he saw like the angel of death or something coming to get him, and he was running and hiding. And so then I had to hold him, and when I hold him, I started talking to him and told him it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're not going to hurt anymore. And so he calmed down, and whenever they came and they put him down, and when I was holding him, he was okay. And then my third cat, I told him a couple of weeks before he passed away, I told him it's okay to pass away, because he was having, his kidneys were shutting down. He was having seizures. And so I told him it's okay to pass away and go to the other side so you don't hurt. And he passed away within like 2 weeks from that. So,
wow.
You know, it's, I think they understand, you know?
Well, you're a kind woman, and you're going to have 3 cats waiting for you on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah. But that, I wanted to tell Michael about my dream and see what he thought about it.
He's still there. I think he's Creative Learning New York. I'm pretty sure that's him in the chat. So I need to run to the next. I need to run, but why don't you message him in the chat, or he'll probably reach out to you and talk, and maybe he'll tell you about it.
Tell him mine is AJ Lowe, AJL and then space LO.
All right. Well, I think he's listening, so hopefully he'll hear that.
Okay.
All right, Angela. Well, thanks for coming and sharing with us. You have a great rest of your weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye-bye. And a big round of applause for her. And I got to catch up. There's a couple super thanks here that I need to say thank you for. Let me go back and catch up with those. All right. One's from Amber Legere. Thank you, Amber. Thank you very much. And Amber's been a guest, so I really appreciate that, Amber. And let's see, from Hedon's Hideout. Thank you so much. 1111 numbers, angel numbers. Thank you for that. And Being Aware of Being Aware. That's a cool name. Thank you so much for the super thanks. We really appreciate it. All right, so if you want to get in, there's still time. And again, if you want to join me, you go to Zoom, you click join a meeting, and then if you look down below this video in the description, there is the room ID, and then there is the passcode. And it's case sensitive, so be careful when you're entering the passcode. And also below there, while I'm at it, is, let's see what else is there. There's the JeffMara Podcast Facebook page, so feel free to like that. There is my own personal JeffMara, my own personal Facebook profile, and my last name is Reynolds. Mara is my beloved wife. And the podcast is named after me and her, JeffMara. Mara's the editor. I'm the face of this podcast. So you're welcome to friend me. I'm accepting friends until I hit 5,000. What else is there? JeffMara Podcast Indie Eclipse. And those are basically, I cut out just the NDE only and have been posting some of those there because there are some people that don't have time to watch the whole video. They just want to hear about the NDE, so that's there. And if you haven't noticed already, should I tell it even though it's good enough to be up? All right, so our website it's available. You can check it out. It's still under construction, but that is JeffMaraPodcast.com. And that, like I said, that's under construction. And I guess actually my new email address is jeff@JeffMaraPodcast.com. And I need to make those changes within the videos and within the YouTube channel. So there's those two things. What else is there? Also, you can get there from the JeffMara Podcast website is a link to our music channel. And I recently posted another music video that I put up. I didn't really blast it through the community post. I just kind of, it's there, but it's another kind of old alien video that we made. I used to make, just when I used to produce music, I would just throw these, make crazy alien videos. So that is there. And then let's see, what else is there? Oh, down there's the link to the merch and our old cooking channel. And we're going to get that up and running again. We have some old videos there. The biggest video has got over 1 million views. It's learning how to make broccoli sprouts. And that video just keeps cranking views. It's amazing. So there's other things I want to do. Lately, my latest thing that I've learned to make, and I'm pretty happy with it, is kind of like my own version of a Starbucks Frappuccino, except I drink decaf now. So I make a decaf version, and if you want to make it keto, let's say, you don't want to put any sugar, you can put stevia in it. And so that's going to be coming eventually. Once I move, and I think we need a new kitchen for a background. So once we move and we get settled again and I have a new kitchen, then I might start ramping that up. My wife and I really enjoy cooking, and so, like, for example, recently we made some Thai food, massaman chicken, and for the first time, it was really good. It's not perfected, but it's pretty close. I mean, it's probably as good as an average Thai restaurant, but I want to get it like just as good as the best Thai restaurant that I've had. So hopefully we'll kind of play with that and get it right. There was something else I thought I needed to tell you guys. I don't know why it's on the tip of my tongue here. And I can't remember what it is. What else is there that I wanted to share with you guys? Or something. I don't know. Well, G8 Think, or Great Think. Let's have Great Think come in. All right. I hear him or her.
Hello.
Hello.
A little dirty.
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
Great. Welcome. Who are you and where are you from?
Hi. My name is Rainbow, and
Rainbow.
I'm from Rhode Island.
Rhode
Yes.
Island. Awesome. All right. Cool. What a great name.
Yeah, thank you. I have so many experiences, and I've really enjoyed following you for
Thank
some
you.
years now.
Thank
So I
you so
really
much.
appreciate your hard work and dedication.
We appreciate that. That inspires us to keep doing it. So thank you for
It's
that. Well, you have so many
a lot of us
stories.
are like, there's no one else around.
There's what?
Or there's like a lot of us, there's like no one else around like us to even relate to.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
having this podcast,
Yeah. It's weird.
it feels very.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was going to say that
Oh,
I talk to guests like you all the time, and I talk to guests more than I talk to regular people. So I kind of live in my own bubble that everybody who I talk to is people like this. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? That's kind of my world. This world is my world. So what do you have?
yeah, and that's okay.
What do you have to share with us?
I have friends. I have friends in Japan that I connect with. They're wonderful. We do Zoom together because I was downloaded with some light language.
Really?
And that's been really difficult because my mom is and her family are incredibly Catholic. So it's basically it could be just demon stuff to her. So for me to have people, which is amazing that Japan is so open. Much of them are very open and actually really spiritual. So it's been really a big benefit to me. My journey started.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's a little lag, so I apologize. I saw a lot of things when I was a kid. I knew things were going to happen. Apparently I was very psychic, but there was no support around me, so I shut it down. So as I got older and I received this light language and started to reconnect, I was dealing with some kidney issues and was seeking out health, like alternative health, like tuning forks, energy, things like that.
Sound therapy?
And yep, some of that, some Reiki, whatever I could find. They were using like an autonomic reset handheld device. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. It's like they use like an electric pulse. Anyway, during these sessions, there were many beings that came to visit me. I saw like ancestors, spirit beings. I didn't know rainbows have a spirit. And
I know there's a delay. Sorry about this. I know there's a delay, so I just kind of have to I'm trying to get my timing together with you. But you were getting these treatments and beings were visiting you. Were you unconscious or had your eyes closed or what was going on during this treatment that allowed you to encounter beings?
I don't always see things with my third eye, but they were very, very present and allowed me to feel their energy. I could feel their compassion and their joy and peace. And I was getting visuals of what they looked like. There'd be like some medium-sized white beings, and then there were some assisting smaller gray beings, and some that looked just like energy. I had some experiences with angels singing, and I just enjoyed it until a being like Mary came through, and I was able to link her with the practitioner, finding out that she prays to Mary and that she works with pediatricians. She delivers babies and often prays when there's a difficult birth. So there's been a lot of things to confirm what I was seeing and experiencing, even though maybe others couldn't see it. So I've had a lot of experiences with extraterrestrials. And the beautiful thing is that you'd think that you'd have to see them physically. And it took me a while to accept that they really were there because I was seeing them with the inner eye.
Yeah.
But they were very profound experiences. And I've only had a very few negative experiences. Most of them were very positive and loving. And it took me some time to integrate. So even though I didn't have an NDE, my daughter had passed, and I think that sped things up for me I had to make a big change. And I think it kind of helped me to connect with that. I don't know if other people have that experience as well.
I don't know. I was thinking about this today when I was recording a podcast with a guest, and I wonder if you can relate to this, that when you're having an NDE, most of the guests, when they're on the other side, communicate telepathically. And it all, you're over there in another world, you see angels, beings, whatever, and you're communicating with each other telepathically, and it all makes sense. It seems like, okay, well, that makes sense. It's normal. But when you think about the people that are here that also are mediums or whatever, that are basically also communicating telepathically, but we kind of think, I'm sure a lot of people kind of think, well, I don't know, maybe the person is or isn't. You know what I mean? You can question it. But when they're having the NDE, you don't question it. You know what I mean? And I'm just wondering if a person who's had an NDE, I got to ask this the next time I have a person who has had an NDE as well as afterwards became a medium, is the telepathic communication the same? And have you had communication like that?
That's a great question. I think a spiritual experience is a spiritual experience, regardless of whether when you were in that other state, I think you were more open to those experiences. It's just the nature of the spirit. And then when we're in the body, more people might have more of a resistance to that kind of connection.
So
Yeah.
when you're saying that you had ET contact, can you tell us more about that?
Oh, sure. The mantis beings came to me, and they covered me in a purple light for an hour. I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing, and my practitioner said, well, look at me. And I'm like, no, you're pink. But the whole room is in this kind of moving kind of different shades of purple for like an hour. And they started to show me these shapes, like moving shapes, like a pyramid upside down facing me, and they were spinning, and they were just there. I'm not 100% sure what that was about. It might have been an activation, a healing, I'm not sure. But they let me know that they were my family. And I was crying because it was coming to an end, and I felt so loved, and I felt like, oh, this is my family. And I felt my body all of a sudden.
Uh-oh. She's gone.
I'm here.
She's back.
I'm here. I'm back.
I wasn't
Sorry.
sure if a being was interrupting your transmission.
I hope not. I hope not. I hope it's okay to share.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden my body was lifted into their ship, and I looked around, and there's 7. They were different colors of brown, red, green, lovely colors. And not only could I hear them telepathically, I could also hear them chattering. They had like a chattering sound. These were like 8 to 9 foot tall mantis beings. And because I was there in like a more of a spiritual than a physical way, there was no fear. And they were saying, "You're not afraid? You're not afraid?" And it's like, "No." But then the one who brought me said, well, she's not physically here. She's more here in like a spirit way, as not to frighten her. So that was really incredible.
Do you consider yourself to be a starseed?
I've thought about it, and I feel, even though I've been told I'm from Centaurian, like a Alpha Centauri. I feel like I have memories, is what it is, of coming from a place of light. I remember thinking as a little child, like, this isn't love. I know what love is. This isn't love here. And I knew I came for some big purpose. And this was really overwhelming to me as a small child. And I knew that time isn't as we know it. I understood that was a different concept that we couldn't understand. And there was a lot of really stuff that only made sense later on. So there was I brought this connection, and it's hard to know exactly what that was. It almost feels angelic because I had a lot of dreams as a child, coming from a place of light. Everything was light. And there's no way to know the difference between one thing or another, but I did. I knew I was sitting with family, and I said, well, oh, it's time to go. And I sat up and I shot down what felt like a cable, like a light cable. And it just took me somewhere else. So it's very difficult to say. And I don't know if it matters. I think we all have this universal lineage, and we're all connected. And we could say that we're part of this or that if we feel drawn to it. But the most important thing is to know that we're all together. We're all one. I feel like that's what the downloads have led me to focus on. You could get lost in thinking, what was my past life, or where am I going? But like, the most important thing is here and now and together.
So how did you hook up with these people in Japan?
I had been speaking light language for about a year, and I happened to join a group, and I saw this lady's work, and I'm like, I feel like I understand that. And at the time, I'm thinking, this stuff is crazy. I don't understand mine. I don't understand anyone else's. And here's this art. And I'm like, I think I'm understanding your art. And when I see her, she's this blue pillar of light. And she says that she sees blue light around her sometimes. And she speaks this lovely kind of fairy light language. And she does beautiful art. And so we connected, and we've just connected ever since. We don't feel like we're far apart. We have wonderful conversations. Yeah. And so we get together with another person, and we're all kind of spiritually in tuned, and it's like an enriching activity. It's like you're a lighthouse, and there's no one else really around, and you're there to help hold the light at your corner. So it's been a blessing for sure.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I wasn't really sure. Oh, it's Rainbow is your name, right?
Yes.
Rainbow. All right, Rainbow, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you come back and share with us some more, because it sounds like you've got a lot to share.
There's so much. I'd love to speak with you.
Before you go, someone would like you to give us an example of light language, if you're up for it.
Oh, okay. Sure. I'm just going to send some love and light to everybody. I'm just going to wrap you in the light of the divine light. Arianto iris, hakiori namacharis, apranari oseris, asuri, akiori asami, apredatsut, atsut, jamiureus. Be well.
It's cool, thank you. It almost sounded a little bit Japanese to me.
It's hard for me to hear it, but I like that.
It was cool.
My friends would be happy.
That would be awesome. All right, well, thanks again, Rainbow. I appreciate you stopping by and sharing with us. And again, I hope you come back and share again.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a great rest of your weekend.
You too.
Take care.
Bye.
And a big round of applause for Rainbow. All right, cool. The right, that one, yeah. All right. So, where were we? I was telling you about different stuff. The new website, the podcast, I could have sworn there was something else that I needed to share with you guys, but I just don't remember what it was. It'll probably come back to me later. So let me tell you what's coming up this week as far as the next shows. Where was I last? Oh, and I was going to say, here it was. I remember now. So I'm trying the best I can to post at least once a week these new old videos, but in Portuguese and in Spanish. And it's really awesome that I got the ability to use this new technology that does the translating for me. So I first did one where I added this Portuguese and Spanish to the video, but I feel like if you don't, if you're not one of my subscribers, you may not even know what's going on. So the last 2 videos, I just recreated new videos in the languages. And so that's what I'm going to be doing, at least to the best that I can. I'm going to be putting these old ones up and in Portuguese and Spanish. So I want to build this catalog of Portuguese and Spanish. And then I think eventually one of the next languages they're going to do is going to be in Hindi. So I think that would be really awesome. It'd be great if I could reach a big a big audience in India. And that would be really cool, is that if we pull in some more indie ears from India to share their experiences. And so, even though they're not even though they're watching these in Hindi or Portuguese or Spanish, maybe some of these people around the world that will be watching these videos can also speak English, and then I attract new indie ears. So those are what I'm putting up. I haven't created a name for Saturdays. If it was on Friday, I would call it something like Flashback Friday. But on Saturdays, again, I'm trying to repurpose and re-put out and republish old videos, because I have a catalog of 800 videos. And probably most of you have been here from the beginning, because you guys are the ones that come even on Saturday nights. But there's a lot of people that are probably, they don't go back 2 or 3 years. So there's a lot of videos that they've missed and they don't even know that are there. And I keep reaching for my drink. And there's so many people that write to me and ask me, I don't know if so many is kind of a little bit too much, but there is a significant number of people that write to me and ask me, can you get such and such guest on? Actually today, as a matter of fact, someone emailed me. I might have even been the guest's own publisher or PR person that asked me to get the guest on, and I sent them the copy of the video and said, hey, I've already had him. So a lot of those people, will not be, can find out about my older videos in the catalog. And someone asked here, what is voice dubbing? So what it is they take my videos, and I don't know if it's AI or what, because I don't think it's an actor doing it, but I think it's kind of AI or computer generated. But they redo my voice and the guest voice in Spanish. So that's what they're meaning by overdub. And on that note, we have our good friend, Mr. Cake. So let's see what's up there. Stephen David, talk pigeon, please. Talk pigeon, please. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you so much for that super thanks. Well, hello there, darling. I don't think he heard me. He didn't hear me. I have to say that again. Well, hello there.
Well, hello, everyone. I just wanted to pop in and say I love you all. You're so special to me.
We love you too. We love you so much. When I look out your window, it looks like it's snowing, but I don't think it's too late to be snowing.
Out there. It's wintertime here. I'm just enjoying. I live in an opposite world where everything is backwards in my life. So right out there, it's snowy in Minnesota here. I live and I have my glowing balls, darling.
Nice. Very nice.
I enjoy the energy they give me. They give me some, I do the energy chants every day. It keeps me healthy.
Do you think you could meditate while juggling?
Oh, I can meditate while doing everything. Golf balls, for some reason, they get more views than my juggling. I go, look, I'm just hitting a golf ball. And for some reason, I don't understand the algorithm.
Really? You're hitting, I didn't know you were making golf videos.
Well, I say I'm Tiger Woods on a golf course, but I also was told I have delusions of grandeur.
You know, whenever somebody asks me about YouTube, I say, make all kinds of videos and whatever works, you found your audience. So it sounds like to me, you found a golf audience.
Yeah. And when I go for these walk and talks, you've probably seen some of them.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of let the energy take me over, because I say it's like it's kind of like I'm channeling now. It's like since the Enlightenment that started in September. Like I said, God was speaking to me. I was trained by Mary and the Father. They told me taught me all these lessons, and now they could just kind of take me over. So I said, "Who's taking me over?" And they said, "Nobody. It's just happening." It's like the spirit thing. Like, who's moving my hand? I say, who's doing this? It's like, who moves the Ouija boards? Who moves the?
Yeah,
Who
that's a
does
good
the?
question.
Yeah, and then this muscle testing thing. I don't know if you know anything about it, but it's like if I press. If I press real hard, nothing. But then it's weak. It's like there's nothing there. So they said they can make it strong. They can make it weak. They can make you jump for joy. I said they would give me energy. They'd take it away. They'd like for days and days and days. I said I was tormented by demons for months. They made it hard on me. They call it spiritual boot camp, and I couldn't even talk to God at this point. It was Mary, but
I'm getting confused. Where you talk? I thought you used to talk to God and Mary, but then I thought it was not them. It was mind jackers.
Yes, and now it's just a voice that corrects me. So they everything they work through it, because it's like I thought my ideas were good, and then they work through all those ideas. So whatever it is, and they kind of joke about it too. Like I say, they don't. Like I have a joke. Well, you can't win an argument with God, but they can let you win one, and just to make you feel good.
They can let you think you're winning, huh?
I have the high ground here, Anakin. You have the low. I said kind of like Anakin. It's like I'm this, the great Jedi. I'm the great Jedi, folks. I'm number one. But then they wreck my life, wreck it, and I got to come back with a vengeance. That's the thing. It's like they said you should be the president. You should be the ruler here, the benevolent ruler, because you love people, but you hate evil. And so, like they say, everyone's kind of like, they don't like it. They don't like it, but no one knows what to do. That's what they explained to me. They said no one knows what to do about it. They don't like it. But what ends up happening, they say nobody wants to solve these problems, so they just go on and on and on.
Do you think that you could do a mashup of doing Yoda, but in Donald Trump's voice?
Yoda here.
But you got to do it in Donald Trump's voice.
I don't know how to do that.
No, you wouldn't have to. You would just be talking like Yoda and using his words, but speaking from Donald.
Well, let me tell you something. The mind jacket, we've got control of him. We've got him anymore. We've got him taken over. He cannot control himself. Hello, Jeff, I love your show. You are wonderful. But Steve is not good, so we're trying to help him. We're trying our best over here. We're helping him with everything in his little life, but he's just not very smart up here, so we got to correct him every now and then. It's like, Steve, you're just not doing it, are ya?
So what else? So are you still going out and like greeting people or telling them you love them?
Yeah, yes, I do that. I do that all the time. But it also can confuse people, because most people are not used to people hearing someone tell them they love them and actually being sincere about it. Like, it's the insincerity. So I like when I can meet people, have a good conversation with them, tell them about, they typically agree with me. Like, like things need to be changed. We need, and the truth is important. That's one of the things. Like, everyone should value the truth, care about the truth. And I say they made it easy for me to do things, so I could just like juggle, go up to people, do impressions, Donna, and I could just do whatever I want anymore. Oh.
Were you during Christmas time? Did you have a Santa costume or no?
I didn't have a Santa Claus costume, but I was going out saying Merry Christmas to everyone. They put one of the phases is I had to go around and bless everyone. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they wouldn't let me just say anything. They drained my energy. So I went over to Bentleyville. I said Merry Christmas to like 500 people.
What's Bentleyville?
And I went around at grocery stations and said, God bless you and Merry Christmas and all that. And they said, sir, are you a bell ringer? And these are my old, they give me power, a great power that only the Jack can give you. See, I used to be more like a spirit. It's like, I think that the force is kind of like what's going in our reality right now, because it doesn't matter if you're good or evil. It doesn't seem like people can, I mentioned this, like they have their own kind of enlightenment in a way. Mine's different than theirs. I hate mentioning.
I'm so sorry. There's people commenting on you. Great juggling. Cake has mad skills.
Mad skills. I've got it all.
Someone said, watching you juggling while listening to binaural beats is instant OBE.
Instant OBE. Channel the great spirit in the sky.
Another one says you're a really good juggler. Another one says mesmerizing. Luke says he's subbed. I think that's what he's saying. No, someone subbed to Luke. Someone wants you to turn off the lights and juggle in the dark. And then maybe you can do that while being Robin Williams.
Oh, hey, Robin Williams. Oh. All right. Yes, it's funny. I say I have like this there's like a greater mind attached to my mind. So it's like, if I do like Morgan Freeman sounds like this, what they do is they, in the greater mind, they'll show me Morgan Freeman telling me, I don't sound like that. He'll say that in his voice, though. Oops.
Uh-oh. All right. Someone wants you to turn off the lights and juggle.
All right.
I want them to really look like orbs.
Yeah, orbs you've never seen before. That's why I gotta come on late, so then it's dark out, and then we can. Green energy orb. They have these videos that get millions of views, and they say, follow the orb, follow it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Hypnotist trick here. We're gonna hypnotize you people into loving me. That's all I want out of 1,000 friends that care. That's all I ever want. That's why I like coming on the show, because I like spreading the love. I like going around, talking to people, telling them they're great.
Don't those orbs change colors, or they're just the same colors?
Yeah, you can. Theirs are all blue. You can. They have little buttons on them. You can change kind of what they do.
Those are really cool. Where did you get those?
These are Wes Pesson LED balls, and he's like one of the greatest jugglers ever to exist. Like, he's so much better than everyone else. The mindjackers say this guy should be arrested for being so good at juggling. Like, that's like, he's a criminal juggler. Like, he's way too good. This is how you scare people. You just.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Somebody would like to hear Christopher Walken.
Hey, kids, I let my snake outside to go pee. He hasn't come back yet. He doesn't return his calls either. It's a little nuts, a little nutty. Yeah, I did a comedy routine. I went up there.
What about Robin Williams from The Fisher King?
Oh, hey, we can get together sometime. Oh, you're very important to me. Or I look at Connery. He's got to be the best.
He's the best. What is your favorite What is your favorite character to impersonate? Like, if you just had to choose one, what would you do?
Well, I like the absurdity of doing impressions, like how you can make them say, like, we will go back and find out where 9/11 happened. You know, it's like stuff like that. It's like, our dinosaurs are coming back. They're coming back. What are you going to do? Lift up all their skirts and check out what's going on down there? I don't think so.
Are you posting daily on your YouTube channel?
Not daily. Like I said, I've been kind of down, kind of depressed. Like, my life's not going very well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's like those things in life that everyone needs, like, the care that I'm just not That's why God stepped in last September, because they said, if we don't do it, no one will. That's their attitude over there.
Mm-hmm.
That's their attitude.
Well, if you want to check out Stephen's content, it's on Stephen Cake at YouTube Stephen Cake.
Yeah, man, you're gonna check it out, man.
What about a Facebook page, man?
See, they locked me out of that. I don't know how to get back in because I
Really?
need I've been locked up for a long time because my computer crashed and I moved, and they said, we know it's you, Steve, but we need to see ID to let you on. So
Really? Wow.
yeah, I know everything's kind of weird like that. Like you can create a fake account and get on there,
Mm-hmm.
no problem. Try to get back on your account, and they don't allow it. So not with you need a government ID to get back on.
Wow. All right, Stephen. Well, you know what I got to do.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man. Thank you, and have a great night, everyone.
Stephen,
Y'all wonderful to me.
You what?
Y'all wonderful to me.
We all love you. And
I
we
love you
look
too.
forward to seeing you next week.
Hopefully things will go well.
All right,
Pray
brother.
for me, darling. Pray for me.
We will.
Okay,
All right, brother.
bye-bye.
Take care. And a big round of applause for Mr. K. So, as I was saying earlier, I'm posting videos in Spanish and Portuguese. And then if it was on Friday, I would call it Flashback Friday, but I repost these old videos on Saturdays. I'm not sure what next week's will be, but I'll look for something that I think is an oldie but goodie and kind of, remind you guys about these. Or for the people who haven't seen them, show you some, and it's almost like new content, All right, so what I thought I was going to show here, let me get my other mouse. What's coming up this week? All right, I think tomorrow night will be Stephen Chong, and we talked about his NDE and about, I feel like it's even a shared death experience. And then on Monday, I will be posting with Augie Nost. Augie Nost returned, and we talked about several things. One of the things is he was telling me that NASA has said that there is a mothership out there around the sun. So we talked about the mothership on its way to Earth. We talked about, let me look at my notes here. Where is it? We talked about the Tesla radio, which I spoke with earlier. The Tesla Spirit radio, with what I talked about Merlin, that Tesla created his own version of like a spirit box or spirit radio to talk to people on the other side. We talked about astral traveling. We talked about life extension. From him, I learned to start taking astragalus. We talked about astragalus again and ashwagandha and some other stuff. We talked about reprogramming the subconscious mind. We talked about prayer and manifestation. So I hope you guys will like that one. That'll be on Monday. And then on Tuesday was the woman that I recorded this morning. And she, as I said, it was amazing that her doorbell rings and nobody is there. And her doorbell kept ringing and ringing while we were talking, and no one was there. And even the dog started barking at nobody there. So, and then she takes you, a lot of my guests, they'll come on with their phone, probably like Steven there. And she walked with her phone to the front door and showed nobody's out there. I have to record on Monday with Grant Cameron, and he's a big time UFO guy. So that should be pretty amazing. On Tuesday, I have an NDE. On Wednesday, I'll be recording with another big time UFO guy, Paul Wallace. We've had him on twice, and he has another book out. And so that should be fascinating. We have Frank on 25th, Thursday, record an NDE. And then I have a woman on the Friday that I'm recording named Genevieve, and she actually was kind enough to send me her book. And she's a channels powerful healing, wisdom teaching from the goddesses and benevolent realm. Since she was 16, she started receiving visitations, initiations, and divine guidance from ascended masters, angels, goddesses, and the benevolent realm. And we'll be talking about that. Heal and awaken the goddess within. So that's who I have to record with. And then let's see. I know I have a lot of people have been. I've had a lot of people. I've been scheduling a lot, but they're kind of like far out. And there's another. You guys may know this woman. She is another famous hospice nurse. She's got a big YouTube channel, and I don't know if she's big on TikTok or whatever, but if you guys know Nurse Hadley or Hospice Nurse Hadley, and I'm going to be recording her in June. All right, someone asked me a question. If you have some more questions, feel free to ask while we're waiting on the next guest. What time does your live podcast start, and how long does it last? I would love to tell. Austin, you can come right now. It usually starts from 7 to 9. And I was running late today, so it started at 7:30. And we go, I mean, officially it's 2 hours, but a lot of times, especially recently, we go way over that. So, and I try to keep it to like 15 minutes. And I've been thinking that, should I really kind of like keep a clock and keep, you guys can tell me here in the chat, should I be more strict with the time and be right on with 15 minutes? Or should I be, I've been just kind of loose with it and just kind of whatever happens. But I don't know. Maybe especially when the nights are crazy busy, I should probably stick with it. Maybe I even should shorten it to 10 minutes. Do you know about the book, The Only Planet of Choice, Essential Briefings from Deep Space? I do not, Sarah K. But that sounds cool, and it's involving Gene Roddenberry. It would be interesting to see if we have the author to talk about that. Let's see. Why did my remote view on the other side chat? You have 10 minutes to talk. I'm here. Time is good. Clocks are stressful. No, loose. Okay, you're good on time, sir. All right, so be loose. Everybody says don't watch the clock. So okay, then that's good. I'm glad you guys said it, that just kind of whatever happens. Mystical Mafia. Oh, that was someone saying to Mystical Mafia. As a matter of fact, the woman today was telling me that I did the NDE with, that her husband used to be, both of them are Italian, and her husband used to be, I guess, a known guy from the mafia. I thought she said the Colombo family. But I don't remember that. When we watch it, you can check that out. But that's pretty wild too. Let's see. I enjoy the free format. Go into overtime. Loose is fast. Is that a plant? It's way too long. Your podcast is important. Thank you, Tony from Holland. I'm reading it right now. So if you want to come on, you can tell us about your Bigfoot story. We haven't had a Bigfoot story in a long time. We used to have Tina that used to come on quite often and tell us about her Bigfoot stories, but I haven't seen her in a long time, and I probably many of you remember Tina. She lived up in North Texas, and she was, I think she got hurt mountain bike riding or something and saw Bigfoot out there. Thank you, whoever loves my voice. Love is the secret of the universe. True that. If you have over 5 people in the waiting room, yes. So maybe that's a limit. I don't know. I don't know. As I said before, these are kind of loose, and whatever happens. What else is there to tell you guys? Is there anything, any new announcements? Do we have any new announcements that you can think of? Yeah, we're just, I'm in this temporary situation. We had moved before COVID, and we thought we was gonna just be somewhere temporarily. And then we got caught up into COVID, and we're still here in this apartment. And we've been trying to buy a house, and we're just still looking. We were out today looking at houses, and I really can't wait to get into a house, because the situation that I'm in, it's not really the right situation. I need my own dedicated room for what I'm doing, and then I can always be set. I mean, the lighting in here always changes, and depending on because I'm in a big room, and so way over there, if the lighting's different or the lighting's coming in through the apartment, then it changes everything. And so I need to really get it. I'm looking forward to having my own set room. And I actually, once we get a room again, and I'm have my own room, like let's say one of the bedrooms is my podcast room, I'm planning on changing and not doing the green screen and the stars and the stars behind me. I want to build something that's really cool and looks really cool. And I have so much cool stuff to put on the walls and everything. And it's going to be a really neat room. So many people have sent me books and art and stuff. So I want to it's kind of like a man cave in a way, but not really. I think it'll be really neat. I think this is Austin. I think this is the one he was just popping in about the Bigfoot story. So we'll see here.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Austin.
How are you doing?
Awesome. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Well, I hear you. I don't see you though. Where are you?
Oh, you don't see my face?
Negative. I click ask. Here you come.
Just hit okay.
There you are. All right. Well, nice to see you. And where are you zooming from?
Colorado.
What part?
Golden.
Golden. I know the name. I don't know where that is. My geography of Colorado is not that good.
It's next to Denver.
Okay, so that to me makes sense that with the forest out in Colorado could be a place where you would have Bigfoot sightings.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So what happened?
Well, give me 1 second. I had written down some notes because I was.
You didn't get any pictures, did you?
No pictures. No, unfortunately, I was on a ski lift.
So when
it happened.
Wow.
And gloves on, you can't really. And it was really far out, so it wouldn't have been defined anyway.
But it was obvious to you that it was Bigfoot?
Yes, and it was I had a witness that witnessed it simultaneously with me.
Wow. Did it freak you out?
It definitely shook my reality.
Was that the first time you've seen Bigfoot?
Yes.
Were thoughts going through your mind like, I can't believe this is actually real?
Yes, very much so.
Did it spook you?
And so this is how it. Sorry for cutting you off.
It's okay. Did it spook you for the rest of the day?
Yes. We went in the opposite direction of where it was going, because we were both me and the kid were both in shock.
How did the kid handle it?
Well, let me start. I'll start from when it happened.
Okay.
Or how it started. Okay, so I was a snowboard instructor up at Copper Mountain, and every morning we would go up the lift with our student in the morning, and it was just a normal, really, really pretty day. And I got my student for the morning, and we got on the lift and we started going up, and ironically we were actually talking about the Bigfoot finder people, like the Bigfoot finder, and how they go into the woods with cameras and guns, and how they're never going to find Bigfoot because who would want to reveal themselves to someone that's going to shoot them in the face with a shotgun.
Well, definitely.
Right. So so we were talking about it, right? And just out of nowhere, me and the kids started smelling something like really gnarly, like super gnarly, right? And then after we smelled something, we heard this really like blood curdling scream. Like it was so loud, Jeff. It was so loud. Okay. And the moment that we heard this on the lift, right? So we're going up. If you can visualize, we're going up, and it's this part where the lift goes up real high, and so you can see in like all directions, right? And when we heard this blood curdling scream after we had smelled something, we both looked out into where the sound came from, and I saw like a distortion kind of start forming, like a circular distortion, right? It kind of looked like steam rising off of hot blacktop, but it was it wasn't. It started forming, and then something pixelated moved so fast out of this distortion that it was like stretched and pixelated, right? And it stopped, right? And there stood a bipedal, jet black homonym. And then he stood there just for a second, and then he just started walking. Okay. And then as soon as he like walked through this field, another distortion, which I think is a portal actually, opened up on the other side of the field, and he stepped in the portal and was gone instantly.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, even telling the story, it really is really intense just to tell the story.
So, do you feel that the smell came from Bigfoot, or maybe an animal that Bigfoot killed, or the portal itself?
I think it was from Bigfoot. I mean, it's not the first time people have reported smelling really bad, like musky kind of rank smells before seeing a Bigfoot. You know, it's not the first person, you know.
Did Bigfoot see you?
No, he was really far off, like really far, like way out in a clearing. It was, and like even how far he was out, he was still quite big for how far he was away. I could tell, I could see the features, like I could see how long his arms were and how he walked. And you know that the Patterson footage is like spot on how they walk.
Really?
Like, yeah, exactly how they walk.
That's amazing. Do you think then it was... Some people will even think that, you know, Bigfoot is a hologram or holograph or whatever. Do you think that, or do you think it was just a being, like a being that was, you know, popping in and out of portals?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't put it past it now. Like, because I mean, ever since that happened, my life became like a fairy tale.
Really?
That was just the beginning.
What else has happened?
Well, I've had more than one out of body experience. One was induced with the spirit molecule and a spiritual trip, and then a couple were meditation, where I lifted up out of my body, and I felt myself moving, and I like turned upside down, like at a right angle, and I felt like a portal open. I didn't see it, I just felt it below me, and I started moving down into this portal. And then whenever I got inside this portal, it was just like I was fully awake. This happened one time during meditation, and another time during a nap. Right, just like a light nap too, like a cat nap. I look at the walls, and I could see like it was just like multi-dimensional. It's like you don't even have words to explain it.
Are you saying that the catalyst that started all this was the Bigfoot sighting?
Yeah,
So
I think so.
do you feel like it fundamentally changed you, like from a
Yeah.
from a believer to a knower, and then all of a sudden this stuff started happening to you?
Right. I mean, because I just seen something that, for all my life, people told me that it didn't exist.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. It reminds me of the video that I posted last night with Vivian Chevet, that we were talking about when are we going to see aliens? And from the way I interpret it is they're already here. We just don't see them.
Right.
You
I mean, you can imagine.
Like maybe something needs to change fundamentally within us, and then we can start seeing them, just like what happened to you.
Right. I think the more you raise your vibration and the more you like ease into like who you truly are and express who you are, the more, and the more people do that, the more they follow their truth, then, our chances of encountering, or them more like encountering us, is going to be, increase.
After seeing Bigfoot, did you ever reach out to these Bigfoot groups that go out there?
I tried, but they never responded.
Wow. They didn't.
I've been desperately wanting to tell someone my story.
How
for a long
ironic
time.
that you saw them and then they don't believe you.
Well, they didn't even respond. Not that they didn't even believe me. They just didn't respond.
That's amazing. Yeah. By the way, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I said, and then I discovered your podcast, and finally gave me an opportunity to share my story that I've been keeping to me and my friends for like so long.
Well, we appreciate you sharing it. I was intrigued by that painting on your wall behind you. There was something.
This right here?
Yeah, that looks really cool. What is that? Looks so nice.
It's a tapestry.
Oh, it's really awesome.
Yeah, it's
Can I
nice.
see the rest of it? I'm only seeing a piece of it.
It's like a mystical forest with like mushrooms and.
Yeah, it's really awesome. So have you seen any other beings besides seeing Bigfoot now that you've seen him? Have you seen anything else?
Yeah.
Entities, aliens,
orbs. Lots of orbs. Over near the sand dunes.
The only sand dunes I know are in New Mexico.
They have some. You never heard of the Great Sand Dunes in Colorado?
No.
It's over near Pueblo.
No. But I'm in Texas, so like I said, my knowledge of Colorado's not that extensive.
Yeah.
I know the ones.
And my knowledge of Texas is not that extensive either.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you ever been to the ones in New Mexico? What are they called? There's these. Gosh, I've been there and I can't remember it, but they have these massive sand dunes, huge. They go on for miles.
Is it White Sands?
White Sands. There you go. Have you been there?
No, I've heard of it though. I want to go.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, New Mexico is beautiful.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking for my notepad because I took down a bunch of notes that I wanted to talk to you about whenever I was able to come on here. Here it is. Come onto your podcast. I meant to come on last weekend, but I do landscaping and I'm really busy right now, especially with all this rain in Colorado.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, and I also, so I told you about the sand dunes and seeing orbs and stuff. I've also felt like angels around me as well. In fact, I feel like angels around me like all the time. They're just really subtle. From what I understand, it's really about us. They don't really want us to focus on them very much. Which they are us. You know what I mean? So, like from what I understand, you have a certain amount of guardian angels that follow you everywhere you go, and they look like you.
Oh wow, well, that's interesting. I never
They
heard
are
that
you.
before. They're all pieces of your higher self.
Right, exactly, and they look just like you because they are you.
That's fascinating. I've never heard that before.
And the time I felt angels around me, I'd say there were 3 angels on my left and 4 angels on my right. and they were sending me the most unconditional love that is so amazing. It's remarkable. Okay, here's my notes. So let's see what I wanted to talk about. Okay, see if I can even read my own handwriting. Let's see. Okay, so my experience. So whenever I had my OB out of body experience on my spiritual trip, it was on DMT, and I I completely left my body, and I experienced like what I would say is like I am consciousness, or like one consciousness, oneness. I was the I was the trees, I was the rocks, I was the wolves, I was the rivers, I was the sand on the beach, infinitely, every dimension,
Hmm.
every earth dimension, and more than that. There like on that side there's like for instance, you know, when you ask a question, you get an answer. Well, this was like you were the answers, and you were the questions. And all it took was literally just accessing that part of you to be like, "Oh, okay, I understand." You know what I mean? It was like this clarity and this like understanding that was like it was just like phenomenal. It was so amazing. It was the most unconditional love that I had ever experienced in my entire life.
Hmm. It's almost like an ND. It's almost like an NDE in a way.
Yeah, it was like an indie, and I was greeted by um like benevolent angels.
But these
And
weren't. But these weren't your self angels. These were different ones.
these were beings that are part of me and have always been part of me. There was like no separation. It's kind of hard to explain. There was no. I didn't know. I was greeted by them. It was like I've known them forever. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it was like a reunion with a friend that you've known for eternity,
Hmm. Wow.
and they love us. They love us so much,
It's awesome.
and all they want is for us to do good. And they let me know that there's no such thing as death, and there's no such thing as like judgment. The only person that judges, or the only being that judges you, is yourself. So if you can learn to forgive yourself from, this life and lots of past lives, then it helps to forgive yourself, and that's the only being that's judging you.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. Well,
that's whenever I lost my. Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. That's whenever I lost my fear of death.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and because it used to be a big fear of mine, like especially with my parents and stuff, the thought that, you know, I'll never see them again someday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And to know that, they're right there on the other side, or I say other side, but it's so close.
Right. It's like just turning a frequency dial, right? Like a radio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Austin, I need to run to the next person, but thank you
Okay.
so much for coming and sharing with us. It was an awesome story, and don't be a stranger.
Yeah, I have more stories too, so maybe I'll come on next Saturday and tell you some other ones.
Great.
I don't want to tell you all of them, then I won't have any stories to tell.
You'll have nothing left.
Right, exactly.
All right, brother.
Well,
Well, have a great rest of your week, and it was a pleasure meeting you.
yeah, you too, Jeff. I love your podcast, and you're doing great stuff.
All right. Thank you, sir. Take care.
All right, have a good day.
You too.
Have a good day.
Cheers.
Bye.
All right. So that was cool. That was a great Bigfoot story. I think, from all the Bigfoot stories that I've heard, I think that was the first time that I've heard somebody say it smelled bad. As well as that might have been the first time that we heard a definite sound that was loud. Maybe we've heard, rustling in the ground, or, you know, leaves moving or grass moving or walking. But this is, you know, when he made that sound, the only thing that came to my mind was like Chewbacca noise. So, I don't know. Well, I mean, that one was pretty amazing. There was someone here that said Tony's iPhone, but I guess he left. He got tired of waiting or something. Anyways, it's 9:37, so I guess that's about we're already over time a little bit anyways. So guys, I want to thank you all for watching daily, coming by here every week. We appreciate you guys, and we look forward to seeing you back next Saturday. So thank you all for joining us. We love you.